Finally, I have found opponents worthy of Kang, my retaliatory strike.
Oh, Kang, Kangest of Kangs. May a negotiated peaceful settlement still be possible?
I am Kang the Conqueror! Conquering is what I do, and I intend to do it!
Cosmo has assembled manifest for avenging God.
Sorry, Cosmo. You're breaking up. That's odd.
Interesting reading. It looks like there's huge EMP potential on board.
EMP? Electromagnetic pulse. Set that baby off, we bring down the Citadel shields.
And Cosmo finally get to meet the pretty lady.
We've conducted analysis on the Nexus shards.
We can amalgamate the fragments, but Knowhere will end up creating a massive energy footprint and wipe out the mansion.
The answer's simple. We create a channeling device to raise the footprint high above the mansion.
And we'll need Strange's help to create the portal to allow Knowhere through.
Sounds like we need to prep up.
What could possibly go wrong?
So, Hank, we all good to go?
Lego Marvel Superheroes Part 2 or Super 2 second, right? Anyway, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 walkthrough part, not sure, but we are going to be on the 18th level, I believe. Yep, the 18th level, and this was really one of them that I thought was kinda pointless. I don't know, but anyway, in the previous video we had finished all 3 of our different teams, collecting all 5 of the crystals that are needed to get that giant head and the very cool dog into our world with us. And we're going to be trying to do that here, but some bad stuff is going to happen, of course, before that can actually happen. So first we need to put together the giant machine that's going to do that for us, and we're going to do that with Tony Stark and whoever the heck the other guy with us, Captain, no, I don't know who that guy is, but anyway, you can pretty much switch to whoever you want. We're in the overworld here. I'm just talking for a little bit to kind of explain what we're going to be doing. There's going to be a couple of bricks that we're going to have to build, and one of them is really easy to get together. The other one's going to be a little bit stupid because the last brick is kind of hidden down in a kind of weird spot. That kind of makes me laugh, but anyway, first things first, we got to use Tony Stark or someone else who can repair things to repair this portal chamber. And you'll just do that by pushing the buttons as they appear on the screen, as we've done always. And then we're going to open up this big box kind of to our right now, and you'll do that by accessing the terminal. Follow the prompts that come on the screen. And then this is going to kind of fall away and come on outside of here. So we're going to have to finish building this part because it's also going to explode, but some of the pieces are actually going to fall down behind where it's being built right now. So kind of on the building on a lower level to our left. In that corner, you see them glowing to that left side? Okay, now it's gone. That's where those bricks are. So we're going to get those in a second, though. First, we're going to come over here, destroy all these boxes, and for some reason, some of these boxes did not want to get blown up. Like, there I am. You see my fist going through that box, and yet it just did not want to get destroyed. There it is again. It is going through the box, nothing. So I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do then? Then if you just kind of ground pound a little bit, sometimes it works better for some strange reason. I don't know why destroying things in LEGO games sometimes is an iffy process when it really seems the whole game is tearing down and building up again. But anyway, this is going to be yet another terminal we're going to need, so build that one and then go get those bricks that are kind of hidden down below us, and then the actual level will start.
That's the control panel sorted.
The master says I won't make any progress in my
Panic over. You're missing pieces down here. Okay, one energy regulator back in one piece. And voila! Not too shabby if I do say so myself.
Yep. This should do the job nicely.
Everything up and running? Then I'm ready to begin whenever you are. Just say the word.
All this danger lately really...
Strap yourselves in for a news update so big, so enormous, the only word to describe it is planet-sized. Okay, so that's 2 words, so sue me. Finally, the heroes have done something right for once and have reassembled the shattered fragments of the Nexus to open a portal in time and space. Why? Why, you ask? Well, where have you been? Living in Lemuria? The Avengers and Co. are bringing the moon-sized Knowhere here. That's why. They'd have done it all a lot sooner if they'd benched Spider-Man and his grandstanding. Hank Pym, with his supersized brain, thinks there's got to be assets on board capable of bringing down the shield protecting Kang's citadel. Just drop the thing on it, I say. Wait, but if they mess this up, that giant space skull thing could flatten half this city!
So we gonna push the switch or what?
There's a lot of interference.
Hey, Rocket. You remember Knowhere having a mustache?
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
Ego? The living planet?
Who summons me through time and space, across the galaxies?
Not guilty, Mac.
Yes, it was. You flipped the switch.
I'm guessing we should have checked the calculations?
The calculations were perfect.
I've just received a message. We shouldn't activate the device. Kang knows what we're planning.
What's the source?
I have no idea. It was a woman's voice.
Yeah, you wanna ask whoever she is what we should do if we have activated it?
Kang, he shall pay for his insolence, once you have paid for your incompetence.
Slight adjustments needed.
Wasp, we're gonna need some help with this.
Okay, Tony. What do you need us to do?
First, you need to activate and establish a satellite link.
And now here we are in the actual level for Road to Knowhere. So as we saw in the cutscene, the portal did not work as intended. It summoned another gigantic head into us, which kind of looked like Star-Lord's dad, but I don't know if it's the same guy and if it's just similar. I don't know, but whoever it was, he's gonna try to ruin our day here, and we have to try to fix that. So you should be able to figure out that once we've solved this level, we will get the dog on our side, and then we will finally begin our assault on Kang, but that will take place in the next 2 levels, which will also be the final 2 levels. So this is also the last time that you're actually gonna have, oh no, the previous level was the last time you actually have to do anything with like a team thing, because for a solid, probably most of the game, you had to choose which team you wanted to play as, but now it's gonna be the same people all the way through, no choosing anymore until you defeat the game, and then you just get to pick who you play as until the end of time, because you'll be doing the 15 quintillion things that there are to do in this game on free play. There's going to be about 2 sort of sections we have to do here. The first one's going to be, as I just said, we don't play as teams. It's going to be with Team Captain Marvel, the Black Bolt guy, and then whoever this shrinking firefly person is. Was she the Hornet or was she Wasp? I don't know who she is. But anyway, whoever Butterfly, what's her name is, we're going to use her to go inside of these hamster boxes and kind of get these 2 work in our favor, so we can push that button, it'll move it around, and then we can use her to fly back on up. Remember to use the right analog stick to control when you want to fly up and down. It's just a little bit easier than trying to use the other buttons. And of course, before that, as I was talking, we had to put out the fires with Black Bolt and Captain America. Not really too hard to do though, so I get the sprinklers going, and then we can finally get to this dish. So we're going to, holy cow, I can't talk today. We're going to activate the dish with that button, and then we're going to have to move on over to a terminal to our left side. That was going to be something that I thought was going to be way more fun than it was, but anyway, just move this dish in a couple of directions until those bars fill in completely. Then the terminal all the way to the left here should light on up, and then you're going to walk on over there and start controlling it to get the satellites all lined up with each other. And the reason I thought this would be a little bit more interesting is that I thought maybe if you moved one satellite, the others would move with it. But no, this really couldn't have been any easier if they had tried. Actually, the only way it could have been easier is if they did it for you. So once we get on over here, you'll see what I mean. You don't really have to defeat that giant crab if you don't want to, because once you're in the terminal, you're still invincible. Okay, sorry, we're not on the terminal. We're pushing a switch here. Once you're pushing that, okay, no, you're not actually invincible. Well, you know what? Life might be easier if you defeat that crab. But anyway, as you see, when we start turning that, the laser lights for those satellites start moving in the direction you're turning that lever in, basically, and that's all you have to do. You just have to do that, I think, 5 times, maybe even only 4 times, because I don't think you have to adjust final satellite. So yep, okay, looks like I do actually defeat this stupid crab. I don't really know why they like throwing enemies at you with sometimes boss amounts of health, but some heroes seem to do a little bit more damage to some enemies than others, so I don't know, maybe there's a better way of killing that guy, but either way, finally got rid of him, then really just sit on this until all the lights line up, and that's all you have to do. Like, I really was like, you know, they could have made this a little bit more fun. And I know it's a Lego game. I know, especially, it's particularly meant for younger audiences. But come on, I mean, you have to have a stupid puzzle that we can't get past every now and then, right? Right? No? Okay. So once those are all finally lined up, we will be pretty much done with that team. And then we're going to move on over to the other team. So that giant head is going to be a little bit rougher off with his plans, I guess. And then we're going to move on over here to Team Thor. So there's going to be a giant generator that they are all sucking power from and very hopelessly attempting to destroy. Also going to be a couple of dirt mounds that we're going to want to dig up. Do we get someone who can dig? Yep, okay, looks like we get White Tiger. That is her name, right? Yep, White Tiger. Good, I remembered that at least. So switch to her, start digging up some of these points. She'll have to get her claws out, which always confuses me because it takes a second for her claws to come out, and then I think she's doing the shrugging that says, like, I don't know how to do that, like Lego characters who don't know how to do that do. But no, she just needs a second to get her claws out. So dig those up. Use Thor to pull open this wall here, and then switch on over to Captain America, and we can't quite do this part yet. We need to ricochet his shield off of those points as we've done a million times, but first we need to climb up on the right side there and pull down that lever so we can get that bottom ricochet point directed in the correct direction. So for some reason, I think I switched on over to Thor here, and I couldn't use him to actually go up there, because I thought I could just fly as Thor. Maybe? Okay, maybe not. That must have been the first time I played through this. But anyway, for some reason I can't get Thor to grab onto those things when he's flying. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I decided to go do it again. Don't really... Okay, maybe I did do it in this video. What the heck am I doing? Like, man, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, wait, that's right. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I remember now. You need two people. You need someone to hang on that, and because it's temporary. Alright, I got it now. That's why I was confused why Thor couldn't hang on that. So I don't really know what that was about. But anyway, use White Tiger, because apparently Thor can't do it, to hang on to the lever, and that will allow Captain America to actually make progress in this level. This is a walkthrough. I'm supposed to be showing you how to do these things, not figuring out as I go. And then that will move the crane on over and knock down this other building spots for you, which I believe is just going to be either another terminal or something that Thor is going to... Oh, it's a giant windmill. Okay, so... Oh, that's right. I remember now. Man, I am sorry. I do not remember some of these later videos as well as I thought I did. Anyway, that's a windmill. That's going to power up half of the station, and we're going to have to power up the other side. Now, you may be wondering, why can't Thor just power up the station? And I think it's at about this point that Thor or someone asks that, and then the Stark or somebody who's controlling this tells you that you can't do that because it needs to be a constant supply, and Thor would just overload it, which I think is amazingly convenient that we can't just leave Thor there to put a constant supply of electricity in until we solve the rest of the problem. But I guess if we can do a job that doesn't need Thor and use Thor for something else, that's useful too. Anyway, if you have played Lego Ninjago, you should be all too used to cutting open vines with swords, and we've already done that in this game a few times anyway, so use White Tiger for that. Then we actually will have to use Thor's lightning ability to open up the gate. And if you notice, this is just going to be the second half of the source of power for that generator that we're going to need. That will blow open the gate, and then there's going to be a place back there that I don't actually think we can break open until we go into free play. The other team we had earlier had Black Bolt, who could have busted that open, but I don't think anyone here can, so just ignore that. Which I'm apparently having a hard time doing here. Man, normally I cut all these mistakes out. I wonder why I was lazy with this video. Anyway, then walk on over back outside here, because you don't actually need to open up that gate, and break all of these, what are these things called? Plants. Break open these glowing plants. So each of these plants is going to very tediously also have a dirt mound that you're going to want to dig up, and each dirt mound is going to have part of the next generation source of electricity that we're going to be building. I think you only need to do that for those 3. No, it looks like we need to do it for all 5 of them. Great. As I said, a little bit tedious. I kind of felt like they were trying to stall as much as they could at this point in the game. And White Tiger does sometimes have a little bit of a hard time getting her claws out. Just kind of is kind of weird. I don't really know what determines what makes it happen successfully. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, start building this. And now that I think about it, there's not really a boss fight for this level. Alright, so it's just a giant hamster wheel that we can start walking on in there, and slowly this will get faster and faster, and that should start generating enough electricity. Just start mashing the button on the screen there. Don't really know how this perpetually generates electricity, but I guess somehow it does. Yep, looks like it just stays on, never runs out of momentum. I mean, it's pretty impressive for Lego. I guess we have the answer to endless electricity right there. And then there's going to be the final lever that we're going to push. Pull, I guess. And once we pull that, the end of the level is going to be pretty darn close, but I'm going to keep talking just in case there's something that I'm missing. I don't think there's anything much after this, but let's just wait here.
You rebuilt both of the quantum energy generators.
In a manner of speaking.
As soon as I start, Kang will send everything he has at us. I need to maintain total concentration, so please keep them away from me for as long as you can.
So I guess there is kind of something else we have to do. Just switch to somebody who can use the terminal. In this case, it looks like it's going to be Rocket, or who do we have with us? Not really a whole lot, I guess. Oh yeah, no, we do have Rocket, so you want to switch on over to Rocket to do that if you want to. But the main thing here is just make sure that the portal there gets fully charged, and the portal's health will go down if you let enemies attack it for too long. Luckily, they don't really seem to be too focused on it, and they're pretty easy to defeat. Most of them only die in one hit now, as opposed to multiple like they normally do in earlier parts of the game. And even the guys with health bars, like those swords, they die pretty quickly. So once this is fully charged, that will close the portal, and that will be it for this video.
I shall remember this impertinence. You shall pay.
What was wrong with the switch, huh?
Yes! Way to go!
I think I might need a break.
What? I knew those coordinates would work.
Perfectly.